Here we go. The shortest laps in the Formula 1 history is 44 laps to come here at Spa. And off they go. Verstappen, great launch at the start. Leclerc had a good launch at the start there. So a good start there, the start there. And go down into the sword. Verstappen keeps holding the lead. Leclerc stays second place. Sainz has gone a bit wide there. But he still remains third place. They go down there into head towards Owood's corner. Up they go up the hill. Verstappen, there is Leclerc, there is Sainz. Perez on the back tail of the Spaniard of Sainz. Here they go down for the Kevin straightaway then. Nothing's changed at the stop. Verstappen still leads the way. There is Leclerc, there is Sainz, there's Perez, there's Bottas, Hamilton, there's the two other Torres and Gasly ahead of Sonoda. Ocon has got ahead of Lando to start. Nice start there in this Belgian Grand Prix. It's just started the race, so there's no deal after two racing laps. So Perez hasn't got the gamble ahead of Carlos Sainz to start the race then. So, okay, so the top four stay the same as usual there for the start, as well as Bottas stays in 5th place. Alonso's made up a place, he's got ahead of the McLaren of Dan Ricciardo, now on the back of Kevin Mansell's Haas. Both of them Aston Martin fed to the TV atmosphere. Oh, we got a lock up then. Oh, we have a crash. Someone's gone off then. Oh, it's Ocon. And then he's made contact with somebody. Oh, he's collided with Snow then. There's a crash. Oh my god. That's a big crash. At the bus stops again. I'm pretty sure Ocon's off. Lando is off. Oh my god. That is a big accident. And the safety car is officially it's been deployed then. As Ocon is out, Lando has damage to his front wing. He might be able to get that car back to the pit, but Ocon, I'm afraid his race is over then for the third time, I'm afraid, for him since the Canadian Grand Prix. What about Yuki Tsunoda? Well, good thing he survived then. But that was a big crash to this Belgian Grand Prix. Ocon is out. Lando, will he be able to keep going, or is he out? He's out, I'm afraid. After got through into Q3, I'm afraid the Trailway champion is out. And insert at the bottom of the doing both Ocon and Norris. And when the race is just a couple minutes away, that is Ocon and Norris's race over. Here's a replay of what happened there. Did Lando accidentally lock John and Wayne into the back of Ocon? Oh, he did. Lock him at the front end and bang! Into the back of the side of Alpine of Ocon, and the rear end broke off, and with that, that's game over. Good thing it's not going to be a red flag, and the safety car is out. That was a mighty crash. Well, Lando, that is a disappointing save for that from McLaren. After an incredible great qualified performance, he got into the Q3 thanks to Rainbow, I'm afraid. It is game over, I'm afraid, then. So, we're about to get underway, back underway here at Spa. Focus on that after the crash at the starting point, Ocon and Norris. Safe car, Berman drives up into the pit lane, and Verstappen, when he will go then. There's one more way into the way and hits, that means they will have to go for it then, and they'll have to come into the pits the next lap. So that opportunity is now going straight out the window then, so let's hopefully how long we'll keep it on. And the rain has poured down as the race gets back on the way then. Oh, for God's sake. Alright. We'll have to go for double start, I'm afraid. Box this up, it's going to get a bit heavier then. Alright, so whatever else pit that as. Look at this, the rain is getting heavier then, means it's going to be, the driver's going to try to, got to spin it at, got a spun then, someone spun out because the wet's punching where, oh, it's the Williams of Nicholas Latifi. Oh, he got to be punched by his team at Albon, and he spun out. So a bit of a putter, I don't know what would James Fowler say as team principal then, and see what his drivers are doing then. He will not be happy and pleased with that. Don't worry, the house has been cleaned there, so the clouds on the back of the Verstappen there, the rain is now up to 1 millimeter now. This is going to be a synchronized swimming. This is going to be then. One track is all flooded then. Probably go for intermediate tyre, but if it gets too heavy, then we might have to go. Everyone go for wet tyres, then. Campbell instead of completely work after Ocon and Norris both crashed out at the start of this race. First double line, and Sainz is getting ahead of the Leclerc then. First double line, up in second place then. Just before they're coming straight to the pit. Looks like Sainz will be the first of the VIs to pit, means Leclerc will have to be held up. Well, even though Sainz is not ahead of Leclerc in the Drivers' Challenge in third place then. Verstappen's trying to keep it steady before he comes straight into the pits then. Alright, box. Okay, we're paying for intermediate tyres. So boxes start, box for enters. As everyone all going to be to the pits then. Leclerc stayed out. Oh, he's doing it like he did in Monaco then, but I'm afraid that camera's not going to pay off Leclerc. Yuki stays out, Watson stays out, Joe stays out, Mazz is in the pit, also Alonso, Ricardo. Oh, this is going to be a bit of a chaotic in the pit lane there. It's going to be busy in the pit lane there. Look at this. It's chaos though in the pit lane. Perez going to get held up. And so we've got someone doing a bit intermediate tyres down. Gasly has gone on to full wet tyre. He's going for full wet. And the track gets heavier. This is so like he did in Monaco, Dan. He got up to equivalent P3, but I'm afraid the track died down and he fist. He did good words fist P4 there in that one in Monaco, Dan. So Gasly is doing the same thing what he did in Monaco Grand Prix, but going on the wet tyre if the track gets heavy. We'll close down Leclerc, Dan. Oh, Leclerc's race is going to be absolutely spoiled like he did in Monaco. The Monaco stayed out for one more lap, but it didn't pay off, and I'm afraid it's not going quite well. I'm afraid his race is going to be where Big Perez will be on the podium then. So looks like everything's going to get mixed up then. Some of the drivers have stayed up for extra one lap then. So I'm so cheap for that then. So good stuff. Good job. Multiple position gain for Checo. This is Perez around Hamilton for the bus stops of Kane then. The wet tyres now have a bit like gone on to the curb because the Alpha Romeo factory bars there, and he was solved by some Carlos Sainz there. So Perez got ahead of Hamilton, and Joe is staying down for one more lap. What is Joe doing? Is he hurrying up the first of the field? And now look at this, first line in the points now, and well, even though McLaren and Aston Martin haven't been in the points stage in the Canadian Grand Prix, Perez will have DRS on the back of Bottas. Actually, no, this is not DRS because it's disabled because of wet mode. And Perez is ahead of the bar because he's on the wet tyres then. Perez on intermediate then, and he gets ahead to Bottas and up into P3. So we've got drama we had though at the very start of this race. And the way he's starting to gamble up then a bit then. He's getting a bit heavy then. Let's have a look at that replay again. Perez overtaking Bottas there. Down the camera straight away, then they go by. And Brown had got more extra pace advantage and a lot of strict to get ahead of the finished drive to move it. So up into third place, in 9 places then. Leclerc is now in, well, he's in fifth. What the hell? I think some of the drive got held up then, but wow, that paid the gamble pricely for that. Joker Yu hasn't pit yet. He's holding a tray. He's forming a tray of cars there. Ferrer is trying to get ahead of him there, around the outside for Zamalo. He's getting ahead, and he's up into 9th place. And Albon is getting ahead as well as Madison and Russell. These are the 43 wet tyres then. Albon gets by. Madison will have to wait until there's a space gap. Albon's down in 10th place then. This could be where he's trying to get some points there. Hamilton's pitting then. It looks like the Gallon Void tyre hadn't paid off. Vicky well on the one type of tyres that he's went on then. So he's coming to the pits again to switch for the intermediate tyres. Oh, this is destroying Mercedes' race there and for Hamilton. And Joe's race is completely ruined as well. Kyoto at the start of this Belgian Grand Prix with the crowd at the start, and now the way changing everything about. Then we got your flag. Someone's on top Dan, and I think that's coming for the fire corner Dan. Actually, I think it's coming for turn 1, not at the fire chicane then. So, because someone looked up Dan. Oh, Sebastian Vettel in the S1's gone wide. Oh, Vettel completely messed up badly there. Here's the replay. Let's see what happened to him. Gone too deep at the source. And the chances of the point might be gone, I'm afraid. Lazar hasn't played particularly Albon down, but he will get that. He will serve that in the next race then. So what's the gap then between Perez and Sainz? 2.8 seconds then. So if Perez can push here, he might close down to the Spaniard if he can. So I want him to push hard, but not too much. Otherwise, if he makes a mistake, that's going to be his race over. So be careful though, Checo. Be careful what you're doing here then, and try not to make a mistake there as we can. And oh, Perez has gone wide. Stop doing that! What happened to Checo then? Did he go wide down? Completely missed it because my blood controller completely was dodging a bit then. He went deep at turn 7 after the camera straight away. Oh my god, I think he was pushing too quickly then. Okay, I think I pushed a bit too much then. Okay, let's ease off the field for now and let's just back into lifting coast. Let's just not push a little bit. And I'm afraid the car's now just behind you, Perez. So be careful on going wide, okay? Oh, and we got a lock up then at turn 1. Is that going to be another mistake then for Vettel? And I'll take that as a yes. Vettel goes deep again at the source. And I'm afraid he's going to be down to the back of the pack. Not good for the 4-time champion, eh? Another mistake on the source, and he's down into P16. We've got overtake coming on, and here goes Charles Leclerc. He's on the side of Perez. He might go dive by after the camera straight away. Then he's got for Leclerc going on Perez. Fully going to 5 and 6. Oh, it's going to be close there. Oh, as they go for turn 7, has Leclerc got ahead of... Oh no! He had to back out there as they go for turn number 8. Nice going, Checo. Nice going there. Good for you held up the precision down. Nice going there. Nice going on for that. For as what's going on there? Was Albert's bit slowing down a bit then? I think he was. I think his tyre starting to wear out. He's currently got 79% of his intermediate tyre done, so he will be okay for the time being. The Hazelcam man is just behind him, but he might do the like what Leclerc did on Perez, go for a dive dart on the Williams then, but no, there's no time. I'm afraid Albert blocks the door then. Hunter trying to make a move on Manson around the outside for Paul then. Is he going to go for it? Well, he's going for it. Hamilton around the outside of Manson's house. And that's the way to do it. And finally, Hamilton gets ahead of Magnussen for 9th. Nice going there for Magnussen there. He's now clear off the house. And now he can go chase down Alex Albon in the way where he's taking him out 2 times during his time with him. Up for the Rouge quad goes Perez and Leclerc. Perez, we need to watch out there. Here comes Charles Leclerc, but Perez blocks the door on Leclerc then. They're waiting very, very much. And even Sainz is clearly... Perez is 7 seconds then, so he's not picking up the limit then to get close to Sainz. Tell him to push a bit here, if we can hopefully close down Sainz then. I'm hoping the next couple of laps time I'll hope then. And here goes Hamilton, flat out then, on the wheels of Alex Albon. He's going to get ahead of him then just before going into the chicane then. And he gets ahead of the Williams then. Hamilton versus Albon, and Hamilton gets ahead of the Williams then of Albon, and he's on into P8. Finally, Hamilton's clear of Mansell and Albon, and now he can hopefully racing clear air. But the gap between him and the next car is David Klein and the McLaren, the only remaining car, because Lando is out of this race, is 4.3 seconds. So nearly 3 seconds then. So Hamilton will have to hopefully wait until the track tries out, and he can hopefully go down and hunt the car, and hopefully he can get himself some good fancy points there. And the Mercedes will get a little bit of points there. It means that Alpine will get 10 points then, and McLaren will get 6 because they got the remaining driver left in this race alongside the car, because Ocon Norris have taken each other out of this race at the bus of the cans. 8 drivers we got left in the race still then, from the second car we started then into lap 18 of the possible 44 after this race. But it's Verstappen, and finally 10 seconds clear from Carlos Sainz, and Leclerc still can't far away ahead of Perez just yet. That's when he's starting to increase a bit more now. Oh, actually, no, it's Albon. Oh, Albon! It's Albon, the Williams. He's gone wide already, and he's lost 9 to Magnussen. Mansell's got ahead of Albon after he's made a mistake at Randy at Rouge, and that's And Mazda up into P9. His teammates him now wants to get in the but he needs to watch out there. Because the two Avatar, Pierre Gasly and Yuki Tsunoda, are what on their tail of these two that try to get the points the fans that they want to get. Leclerc trying again on Perez then. Multiple times he's trying to get ahead of the Mexican as he can. Fully going to turn 7. And as Leclerc 5 got ahead of Perez. No, he cannot. Man, he's so fed up, but I've been held up by that Mexican driver in the Red Bull for so many laps then. I think that might be the last laps of rain coming down. Then he's now stopping now, and now we'll just have to wait for a further few more laps until the rain until the track will easily dry down. We'll switch back to dry tyres at the end of the race then. So we're still going to be intermediate tyres then in the 20s until we go back to dries in the 30s then. So coming up to the halfway stage of the way with Verstappen, now coming up to lap traffic there as you come up to the wheels on the TV now. Guys, it's down the point, means that Alba's down at the point, that means Williams are not going to be scoring, I'm afraid. They did try their best to gamble then when the rain hits them, but I'm afraid it didn't pay off. We had another yellow flag we have, it's Yuki Tsunoda in the Alpha Toy, went wide at turn 6 and almost going into the barriers then. But good thing he's still going then. This guy's going around the outside of Perez, letting it into Hobbies in the OS then. Oh, and he's lost it then. Perez lost third to Leclerc then. And oh, he spun! He just spun after he got overtaken by Leclerc. Oh, that's the podium gone then, I'm afraid, for Perez. And he's rejoins him, he's not going to be P4, I'm afraid, to the end of the race, I'm afraid, for Perez. Go for the gamble then to go switch to the dry tyres as Perez comes into switch to dry combat tyres from the 8 tyres. Let's go. 1.02, 1.01, 1 millimetre there, and then the track is now dry now. There we go. We got the conditions right then, guys. We made the gamble stick then. So Perez done his pit stop then. Now the gear is now enabled then. Let's go. Go. So try to catch up to Leclerc when he pits. Okay, copy that. Good. Carlos Sainz is saying, what about Leclerc? He's in the pit. He's 19.2 seconds behind Leclerc, behind Perez. So could Perez get back that third place from Leclerc he lost then? Perez is coming up to the bus stop to Keynes then. Leclerc switches to the soft tyres then. Through the bus stop to Keynes then. But has that spit cost Perez dearly? No, Leclerc's going to get us, Dan. We lost it. We messed up. We messed up, Dan. Can't believe it. I can't believe this. Which means we'll have to hunt down Leclerc then all the way throughout the rest of the race and see if he can help me gamble against some points here. And this is what's so trying to get ahead. Oh! Good thing he made contact, but I'm afraid there's a mistake then. Who has spun out? Oh, I think it might be Vettel again. Vettel might have gone wide again, I think, then, guys. Locking up at turn 1 of the source, and this time it's out of spin. Gutted for the 4-time champion. Oh no, Max, oh, you locked up, Dan? Oh, just keep out the barriers, Dan. Oh no, hope this won't cost him too much, Dan. I'll lock up the front wide, Dan, and there he goes. Oh, Max, you might cost us the race win here. This is not very good so far. That gap in fact is going to go cut down to from 11 seconds to 6 seconds now. So Perez could get P3 if he gets close to the mic, guys, and get that fire spot on the podium from Leclerc. Then, can he do it before the end of the race? Then would be the eyes be with Verstappen then, and we've got spin. I think that's coming through. Oh, it's coming through turn 1. Jug on you has spun off at turn 1, and Alexander gets by. Oh, he was trying to get close to the back of the Avatar Yuki Tsunoda, but I'm afraid he has a spin out then. So maybe the Suns have a bit of a source then in this race. Means this is turning to chaos so far then in this. This is not going well so far in this Grand Prix then for him and for Alfa Romeo. It's been a dominant good try there for Max Verstappen. The Red Bull started from pole and didn't lead the lead at the start when the second car came out at the end of the lap after the collision between Ocon and Norris. Hope they will be both going to be disruption though when this race is completely over down. No, they're not going to be very patient about that then. As Verstappen's coming through 17 and heading up to the bottom of the came for the final time down. Here he comes through then for the right and left hand of the bottom of the came for the final time. And then towards the line then, and Max Verstappen wins the Belgian Grand Prix. He wins the first way back from the silver plate of F1. Victory for the Dutchman here at Spa Focus on. Well done to him. Carlos Sainz comes home to finish second place in the Ferrari. And Perez hasn't got ahead of Leclerc at the end. Perez finished third. That is such a Perez who comes on to finish fourth. And then from later on down, about 30 seconds later, will be the Alfa Romeo Patrick Bart will come on to finish fifth. Sixth will be the Alpine Fernando Alonso. Lewis Hamilton will finish seventh. There will be Gasly in eighth. And finally, Dominic Carter from McLaren gets some points then. He's finally got some points down. Nice going for the Austin. He's finally got the mark. That's 2 challenging points then for McLaren then. They're back in the points since the Grand Prix. And George Russell managed to get the final point in the Mercedes then. So good job, both Mercedes, both finished in the top 10.
Congratulations. Awesome drive.
Amazing Sunday, guys. Calm as a rocket ship all weekend. Unbelievable.
So a race win for Verstappen then as he wins the Belgian Grand Prix. Had 2 PRs and Carlos Sainz trying to finish second and third. So here's the Drivers' Championship then. So those two continue to lead the way. He gets 4 maximum points, don't finish with points then. Carlos Sainz takes back second place away from Perez then. So Perez is now back into P2 with Perez down in P3. In the Drivers' Championship then, well, we do no changes yet whatsoever then. So Webber was to lead the way with PRA second place. Mercedes poor achievement for down, picking on 7 points, I'm afraid.